So unfortunately, we have this situation going on, which I seriously hope just would never happen in any way, shape, or form, because it is certainly true. Gender dysphoria does not cause predatory behavior in any way, shape, or form. If it did, then I seriously doubt transgender people would be allowed to ever go through transitioning in any way, shape, or form in any country. But let's just get into this to see what complete mess this person's got themselves in.
A lot has happened in the past 24 hours. So you just hit that like button to let YouTube know you love these big daily dives into the news, and let's jump into it.
This is a news show.
So Ava Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew is in the middle of a massive scandal right now as she faces allegations that she inappropriately messaged a minor.
Again, I have no idea who these people are. I've never heard of Ava, but I'm guessing that they're transgender, and I'm guessing that they've had quite a lot of backlash already from the fact that they're on a huge YouTube channel and they're trans. Now with this, potentially messaging underage people for whatever reason isn't at all good for anybody, no matter who they are as a person. This, as they are transgender, regardless of if it comes out that it's completely and utterly untrue, it's still a very, very bad look for trans people. Even more so considering what's going on in America with all their misinformation and just false information that's just going round at the moment. It doesn't at all put trans people in a good light at all. And I'm saying all of this because this person is in the public eye and they themselves are transgender and they will be representing the whole transgender community. So people will see what they've done and think and believe that it's what other transgender people do. Talking to underage kids in the way presumably they've done is completely and utterly not a representation of transgender people. Gender dysphoria does not cause someone to do this. Gender dysphoria causes a lot of self-hate and self-hatred because of the way that they are and the fact that their gender and chromosomes don't match. It really has got nothing to do with other people. It is all about ourselves. And I know that sounds a bit self-centered, but to transition because of other people or outside influences is not the way to do it. You should just be doing it because of yourself, and that's it.
And while all of this is just now blowing up online, this actually began last month when a little-known YouTube channel called Prism42 posted the allegations.
This just sounds really bad. This little known YouTuber, never heard of him, never seen the original video, but I might do that one at some point, I don't know. And if this took a little known YouTuber a month ago to report on these messages or whatever has come up, then how did it not be on the radar of other people? If it took someone presumably relatively easily found these messages, then how difficult was it for someone who has a massive YouTube channel or someone who's within the friendship circle of Ava to not realise this? It doesn't make any sense that someone else hadn't realised this or noticed this in any way.
Right, and in it, he accuses her of starting an online friendship with a 13-year-old boy while she was 20.
And that is just seriously gross and disgusting. Why would anyone want to do that?
Then showing screenshots of several tweets that he claims are between Ava and the minor. In one from 2018, Ava's promoting her Patreon with her allegedly saying, "Guys, we are so close to our goal. One more Patreon and I'm releasing my nudes." With the two appearing to exchange kissy face and winky face emojis in a thread, and Ava eventually telling the minor directly, "I posted some fire nudes for you. Please no share."
Oh no, there's the proof. Even if that was the only thing that had happened, that is still seriously wrong of Ava to do in any way, shape, or form. I mean, just why do that? It's obviously online, it's public. Even if you deleted something, it's never really deleted, it's always there somewhere. Being around with someone like Mr. Beast, you've got, even Ava's got loads of followers, and someone would have screenshotted it, capped it somewhere, and saved it to use as evidence, as it's in this video. It's in the original person's video as well, so they've obviously got it themselves or from someone else. Just why do it in public or in private in any way? I don't get or understand why anyone would want this in any way, shape, or form. It's disgusting.
There, Prism saying, even if this was just a series of raunchy jokes and no actual nudes were exchanged, in what worlds is it appropriate for an adult to joke with a kid like this?
There is absolutely no reason for anyone to joke to a kid about this. It's just so disgusting in my mind and in my brain, just how or even why would you do this, as I've said before. Literally one of the most disgusting things you can do as an individual person, no matter who you are, where you come from, or what you're doing.
Prism then showing other screenshots, some in which Ava appears to call the kid dad, as well as another suggesting Ava was sending him Snapchat DMs with adult jokes. Prism going on to say when the kid was 16, he met up with Ava as well as Carl Jacobs after taking a camper to the middle of the woods in a quote-unquote secluded area.
With that, I'm starting to think even more that something really did happen, even just once, and going to a secluded area like that, you can't really deny it that you took someone to a secluded area. Even if nothing happened, there's still, in my opinion, viewpoint from this, there is still the intent to do something.
Prism then saying he interviewed this guy, who's now in his 20s, and saying he asked if Ava or anyone else on the Beast team ever assaulted him. However, there he notes that the guy fully denied that. It also seemed like they weren't on the same page, with at one point Prism saying to him directly,
"That is highly inappropriate. That should have never happened. I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt in any way, shape, or form. I want you to know that I don't have any ill intention here against you. And at the end of the day, the only reason I did any of this and was trying to get this information out is because of genuine concern."
And yet, it is highly inappropriate for this kid to be taken somewhere in a secluded area. And the guy who made the original video was in the right to make the video as a cause for concern, and he did the absolute right thing in making the video and bringing this to light. There is absolutely no question about it.
He also addressed Mr. Beast and said,
"I think the work that I see you do is fine work. It's great. It's good charity. I don't have anything against you other than like the fact that, you seem to be okay with having someone that says they're the opposite gender near kids."
So I have a problem with what he's just said. Mr. Beast supporting Ava coming out was absolutely the right thing to do, and keeping them in place in videos and keeping them involved in videos was absolutely the right thing to do. I know some people might not like it because presumably Mr. Beast has a lot of adolescents watching his videos, but that would do so much good for anyone who's watching Mr. Beast's videos and experience gender dysphoria, but not knowing or not being aware of what it actually is. It opens up a door for them to realise what it is and to realise what they're going through. Other people go through it as well, and then they can learn from it and then go on to find out more information about what it is that they're going through. So for me, Mr. Beast was absolutely in the right to do that. I just don't know how Mr. Beast and all those other people involved in the videos didn't know about what Ava was doing with talking to minors or underage people. Ava specifically being transgender is not the problem, and it is not causing her to do anything illegal. It's not causing her to do what she's doing, talking to underage people. The fact that she is talking to underage people in the way that she's doing it, or just in general, is the thing that is wrong, is the thing that is bad.
However, this video largely went unnoticed until this week when a creator by the name of Brion posted another video recapping Prism 42's claim. Right in it, Brion stresses that he can't confirm Prism's claims 100%, saying,
"It's all allegations. Take the things that you see here with a grain of salt. We don't know if 100% Chris is a pedophile or predator or whatever. We just know that Chris has done some really weird things in his past over on Twitter."
And with that, you had Brion honing in on a tweet where the kid asked Ava about her hentai addiction.
It's really odd that a 14-year-old knows that a 21-year-old has a hentai addiction, and these two happen to be friends. Why the hell would you tell somebody who is this age, or frankly a minor, weird sexual shit in the things that you're into sexually?
So I don't believe you should just go round freely admitting to whatever it is that you like to do with someone else, with minors or underage people. That's a bit, well, it's really weird and really disgusting, and I don't understand why anyone would even think of to do that, let alone actually physically do it. regardless of whatever it is that you're into.
And then sort of separate but also connected to this whole story in recent days, we've seen a lot of people screenshotting what they say are old tweets from Ava where she expresses an interest in lolly, which is this anime style of either drawing young-looking or underage girls, usually in a suggestive or outright explicit way. There, you also had the likes of Keemstar writing Chris Tyson supported the cartoon CP artist Shadman that drew my daughter at age 8 in a sexual manner, saying this is a known fact, and adding privately, me and Chris Tyson even had a conversation about this roughly a month ago, as it still upsets me. This is not misinformation, this is a fact. And adding, as the owner of Drama Alert, I can tell you there has been misinformation surrounding Chris Tyson today on Twitter. However, this above is 100% true, just like this old tweet from Chris shown here. It's 100% true and authentic.
I don't believe anyone should ever be into anything that involves minors or anyone underage, including cartoons or drawings or anything like that. Anything that depicts anyone who is under the age of being an adult in whatever country you're in, that is just really weird. Whoever is attracted to that, no matter who they are or what they are, they need to be looked into by the police. Even more so if they're supporting people that make and create that kind of content. It's even very serious if an individual person has that kind of content on their phone or their computer or their whatever. It's just seriously messed up that someone has that and wants that and is going to look for it and also supports someone that makes that kind of content. And I don't know how that creator of this supposed artwork is allowed to do it. Where's the investigation into them as well?
But then jumping back to Brion's video, he asks Ava to respond to all of this, saying,
Chris has to say something. Chris can't be quiet like Chris has been for the longest time. This needs to be something that Chris is going to address head on, like right now.
That said, so far, as of recording, Ava hasn't outright responded to these allegations, though reportedly last month she did delete all of her tweets from her account. We also haven't seen any comment from Mr. Beast regarding the situation either, though close to that you did have Keemstar tweeting. Mr. Beast connected me directly to Lava, the alleged Chris Tyson groomed victim. Lava said, I was not groomed by Chris Tyson, also saying I did not meet Chris Tyson by myself. I met Chris and the Mr. Beast crew with my family present, and saying I ran a Discord with Chris Tyson when I was 13 and edgy, inappropriate jokes were said. That's it. And also, if you go to that person's Twitter, they wrote, Chris did nothing wrong. What's actually disgusting is you guys twisting things and making me a victim. As well as, can you guys help me counter all these lies? Chris's messages to me were sent in public Discord servers, groups, but everyone is framing it as if it was one-on-one. Chris literally did nothing wrong. And in another tweet saying, this situation takes away from children who are actively being exploited every day online. So there, you had a lot of people kind of either not buying that or countering that by saying something along the lines of what Moist Critical said during a live stream.
And then one of the, the main person being talked about came forward saying they weren't groomed and that it wasn't weird. But the whole thing is, if you were groomed, you're probably not going to be super aware of it. And from the messages I saw, that shit is completely unacceptable to be saying to a child under any circumstances. And then I saw people saying it was a group chat, but an adult being in a group chat with children and then still saying edgy or inappropriate shit is still unacceptable.
I think that the deletion of tweets from Ava's Twitter is a bit suspicious, and the alleged victim in this should have their say in it, no matter what it is that they actually are saying. And then the rest of it, I think the same way as Moist Critical.
Like that, like there's no context that makes it better.
Right, and so online with this, we see just so many different reactions. Right, some just outright condemning Ava. You also had a former member of the Mr. Beast crew saying Jimmy knew. Though again, others saying when you were a minor, you wouldn't be aware of what was happening. You also had others going after Prism and Brion for misgendering Ava throughout the videos.
I absolutely believe that no matter what, you should never misgender someone. It is a deliberate act by people that just want to cause harm towards other people. These people that actively go out to misgender people seriously do not understand what it is to be misgendered, to be on the receiving end of being misgendered by people like them. I know that Ava seems to be a very bad person and that they are seeming to be contacting underage kids, but even for me, I don't believe it is justification to misgender someone, even in this context.
Which then, connected to that, you had many people saying they're scared shitless that these allegations against Ava are just going to turn into cannon fodder to scapegoat the entire trans community. Saying things like, let's be clear, the Ava Chris Tyson allegations are not a trans issue. It is, in fact, a content creator issue.
As I've said before in this video, gender dysphoria does not cause predatory behaviour. Because if it did, then why would transgender people be allowed to live their life as who they are as a person? And if it did cause predatory behaviour, then I, as an individual person, would more than likely be locked up or put in some sort of mental hospital or something, some sort of rehab place, whatever it is, I don't know. Transgender people suffer from gender dysphoria, which is a severe discomfort between the fact that chromosomes and gender do not match within the individual person, and I cannot stress this enough.
So many people, when given a small amount of power, abuse it, and this itself should be studied. With some arguing we're already seeing the first ripples of that, with, for example, Andrew Tate responding to the situation by saying,
I am not at all going to include the video of Andrew Tate because I'm not going to subject myself to that type of person, but it really does have full backlash and implications when a trans person decides to do something like this, and when random people on the internet go round spreading information, well, like the news of this gets round to people like him, like Andrew Tate. I'm just not gonna subject myself to it and go through watching that video or any other videos like it. So that's why I'm not gonna show it, but make sure you go to the YouTube channel of this video that I'm showing you to watch the full thing if you would like to.
We've also seen a number of people drawing comparisons between this situation and the one with Dr. Disrespect, with many online saying that those who were quick to comment on the Dr. Disrespect situation have stayed silent on this one, with seemingly almost all the creators that were in the recent 50 YouTuber Mr. Beast video getting hit up about this. So in particular, the creators Pokimane and Valkyrae seem to get a lot of the attention, with then, actually, as of this morning, both respond. Pokimane saying, I don't know all the details regarding the Ava situation, but I want to make it clear any inappropriate behavior towards minors is unacceptable, regardless of who you are, and adding it's a shame that people will see this as an opportunity to attack the trans community as a whole. One person's actions does not reflect on every single trans person, so please don't view it that way. With Valkyrae hitting a lot of the same notes, but then also adding, Dr. Disrespect is still gross. And lastly, to the incels that only tagged Pokey and I to speak up, even though everybody did after D did himself, you're weird. Focus your hate towards the pedos for once.
So I don't know who that other person was that they mentioned. I don't know what they did or what they didn't do. I don't know, but it's a serious good thing that people are actually saying and suggesting that trans people are not predators, and that talking to minors on the internet and sending them explicit material has got nothing to do with the fact that that person is trans. So it's like, I'm thinking, thank God that other people are actually saying that, because it is 100% true.
And there, online, we've seen people arguing both things. Right? Some saying that people went after Dr. Disrespect harder, others saying they went after Ava harder. Now, with all this, I do want to note that everything is still developing and growing. We're now seeing others digging up different comments and posts Ava allegedly made, with that including, for example, video of Ava in the past talking about and linking to leaked nudes of Jeanette McCurdy in an old clip, as well as at least one other person claiming they were also underage when Ava sent them inappropriate messages. They're providing video of what appears to be Snapchat DMs and explicit Discord voice chats from group messages.
As you can see, there's more people coming forward with their own evidence that Ava allegedly did this, and I have to say allegedly, but there's more people coming forward with their stuff that they've got, so there seriously must be some truth into this.
And in the meantime, you have all these different things all over the place getting millions and millions of views. You have people arguing about what's real or not, which is also why we've seen people both in support of and against Ava or Mr. Beast here pressuring them to speak on this.
But I kind of think that's a bit wrong to pressure them into talking about this, but then thinking about it as I just have, I kind of think that they must have known about it or were aware of it, even slightly aware of it, so they must have come up with some sort of response if it ever became public or if it ever became like what it is now. So surely they would have had something to say publicly about this, that all of this has come out, but we just have to see what happens next.
Especially because, again, you have people like Jake the Viking, who used to be a part of Mr. Beast's crew, saying things like Jimmy knew. And actually, like, really hitting on how everything's been developing in real time, we have a last-second update right before we were uploading. Ava Chris Tyson just tweeted, I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. So for now, that's where we're going to end this today. But of course, with all this, I got to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts here?
So essentially what I just think about this is that it seriously needs to be investigated by the police. And I seriously think that the team of Mr. Beast knew about this, as there seems to be a lot of evidence to say that something happened, and just all the creepy tweets or messages that Ava sent out to people is really suspicious and that it needs to be really investigated by the police. But obviously, it's developing, so we're going to have to see what happens next to see if there's any updates in this, and I will keep you posted on what I think.